Come and take it if you want it. Come and take it if you think you can. Come and take it, but I warn you, you'll have to pry it from a cold edge.
Alright, so we are talking all things Spyderco today, specifically the Spyderco Manix 2 in the translucent blue. Now, I did originally purchase a while back the original Spyderco Manix 2, the G10 handles and the steel liners, and I thought it was a little bit too bulky and too heavy, and I just really disliked the knife to the point where I actually sold it very quickly after buying it because I didn't like it at all. So that's how I felt about that one, but this one I am just absolutely digging beyond belief, actually. So let's get into the specifics here. Overall, we have an 8-inch knife with a 3.4-inch blade and a 4.6-inch handle. I think that math works out right. Yeah, it sounds about right. Now with the blade, you do have only a 2.9-inch cutting area because you have the 50-50 choil, very reminiscent of the Spyderco Paramilitary 2, where the choil is made up of half the blade and half the handle. So as you can see, very reminiscent of the Spyderco Para 2 design. I do like it. It gives you the ability to get a normal grip and then choke up if need be to do a little bit more finer tasks. Also, you can get in there with your thumb and get your finger up on top of the blade there if you got to do some real fine work, or if you need to cut something real thin out. If you need to do something like that, dig out a splinter, something along those lines, hey, you can do it. Overall, the blade weighs a whopping 2.9 inches, so for all you Nancy boys who don't want to carry a big blade because they're too heavy, here's your blade, guys. 8 inches long, 3.4 inch blade, 2.9 ounces. Rock on. So the blade shape on this one is very reminiscent of the Spyderco Tenacious style blade. It is the Spyderco Leaf blade, they call it, but it's a little bit different. This is a stock traditional leaf blade with that kind of triangular design, and then this is the Manix 2. As you can see, you kind of got a little bit different geometry on how the blade, it kind of slants down more towards the tip on the Manix 2 than it does on the Tenacious there. So you can see it's a leaf blade design, but a slightly modified leaf blade design. The blade steel on this one is the CTS BD1 blade steel, which is a high carbon chromium steel that provides the same properties as stainless, but with a higher hardness and excellent wear resistance. So you're going to get a longer blade, a longer sharpness out of your blade, and it's definitely going to hold the edge much longer than a cheaper steel like the 8CR13 MOV on our Tenacious here. Now, I got this knife in a trade for a guy who was really digging my I believe, was it the Murdoch or the Hannibal? My Hannibal that I had done a review on a while back, and I happened to come across a second one, so I was willing to throw up the trade. So I picked up this and something else in trade for a Hannibal, and I feel pretty good about it. I hope you've gotten that knife by now. It was going to Canada, so God only knows if it's stuck in customs or not. But I definitely got this, and I'm very, very happy with it. He actually included a really cool lanyard with it as well here. I got the box. Don't necessarily know if I'm going to be using this lanyard specifically. The bead is definitely really cool. Not quite my style. I'm more into simplistic lanyards like that, but very cool. I'll definitely find some use for that, so it's a shout out there for the awesome trade. So let's get back to the knife though. On the deployment and lockup on this knife is just fantastic. For a knife that's all pinned in and there's no adjustment at all in this blade, it is super fast and the lockup is fantastic. Closes really nicely, deploys smooth as can be, just like butter. Has a great strong lockup. I've heard a lot of good things about this Spyderco ball bearing locking mechanism. definitely interesting. Takes a little getting used to. It's a little bit different than the axis lock, say on your Benchmades, but it's definitely, I'm starting to like it. It's, I've been playing with it since I got it this morning, and definitely digging it a lot. I have been, the minute I got it, I was just instantly digging it. I had it in my pocket all day, and like I said, I had one before, so I know the quality of the knife and the ergonomics and the design were fantastic. Just the weight on the other one just wasn't feeling it. That's why I wound up getting rid of it. So I carried it for a while. Really, I love the knife itself, but the original version just wasn't feeling it. But this edition, totally digging it. Now the handle material is FRCP. It's fiberglass reinforced copolymer, not fiberglass reinforced nylon like we're used to. So it's a different material, but it gives you that nice translucent look right there that they went for, and I really dig it. The ergonomics on this knife are just fantastic. It just fits in your hand so perfectly. Even when you choke up on that choil, it fits your hand just fantastic. And I've got a big hand, so finding a knife that fits my hand nicely is just awesome. The pocket clip on this is just a really odd little pocket clip. I've seen it on several others that I have not purchased myself. It's the paper clip pocket clip. It's right or left side, tip up only. Just unscrew that. I'm sure this slides out, then flip it around. It sits in these little grooves. Let's see if you can see them. So those little grooves right there. I can't really see them. You see them right there. They're little grooves right there. Like on the other side. It just sits in there. You put the screw on and you lock it down. It's definitely a good sturdy design. They wouldn't keep using it if it wasn't a good design. It's a little different, from the more traditional Spyderco pocket clips, but I don't mind it. I don't have any real issues with it. Has a really awesome, super huge lanyard hole, very reminiscent of the paramilitary 2. Now it doesn't have the metal collar in it like that one does. It's just straight through the FRCP from one side to the other, no metal collar in there at all, but not really an issue at all. It's a great knife, really high marks. I believe it won this specific design. It won the, let's see here, yeah, Manix 2, this version, voted best Blade Magazine's, Blade Magazine's most innovative American design in 2010. It's written very oddly on this website I'm reading here. So value, these are available right now. Shot in time there. It's $75.99 on Blade HQ if you want one. So they are still available. I really recommend this bad boy. It's just a cool ass knife. I mean, it's that cool translucent blue. It's different. It's not black like a lot of our knives are tan. It's got a really cool form factor. Deployment is just awesome on it. It has a great ergonomics, fits in your hand well. I really love it. So put it up against here some similar sized knives. And definitely different price points. So you can see we've got the $130 something Para 2, and opposed to the $30 something Tenacious there. So you can kind of see where it fits in that lineup. And just like the higher end Spyderco knives, you can see right there on the blade, it is made in Golden, Colorado, USA, Earth. And obviously it's an Eric Glesser design. That is his mark right there. So absolutely just a fantastic knife. I dig it beyond belief. It's definitely ranks right up there. I would probably give it a 9 out of 10 overall. I could do without the 50-50 choil and just have that extra blade length there. Would probably be my preference, because for my hands, very rarely am I going to choke up here. I'm probably always going to be down here, because I like to have that longer blade for usage. So that'd be the only negative I have on this knife. Other than that, I really dig it, really love it. Super high marks, Definitely something for the collection. I think this is a great EDC. It's got a really super high polished blade. Just absolutely beautiful looking. You can see the camera in it right there. So, but I'll tell you right now, dude, you know who you are that traded me for this thing. You need to work on your knife sharpening skills, homie. This thing was not sharp when I got it, so I did put a wicked sharp edge on it. This thing shaves hair like nobody's business now. I'm missing a whole nice batch of hair right here on the inside of my arm from sharpening this one up and the other knife up today. So put a wicked edge on this thing, man. That CTS BD1 steel, man, it took a little work to sharpen it, but once I got it sharp, man, that edge is just absolutely wicked. If here, we'll use my notes for a demonstration there. So here we go. I mean, just absolutely, just no freaking, look at that, just takes it right off there. Yep. Starting to shit it up. Yeah. Doing it too fast. Gotta be a little slower. But it just shaves like nobody's business. Just making it snow up in here with the Spyderco Manix 2 in the translucent blue. This is a Spyderco model C101 PBL2. So Charlie 101 Papa Bravo Lima 2 for this specific model. So definitely, guys, go out there, get you one. As always, Semper Fi. Have a good day.
So you best not cross that line. If you want this gun, you gotta come through us and take it one shot at a time. Come and take it if you want it. Come and take it if you think you can. Come and take it, but I warn you, you'll have to pry it from my cold edge.
Alright, so we are talking all things Spyderco today, specifically the Spyderco Manix 2 in the translucent blue. Now, I did originally purchase a while back the original Spyderco Manix 2, the G10 handles and the steel liners, and I thought it was a little bit too bulky and too heavy, and I just really disliked the knife to the point where I actually sold it very quickly after buying it because I didn't like it at all. So that's how I felt about that one. But this one I am just absolutely digging beyond belief, actually. So let's get into the specifics here. So as you can see, very reminiscent of the Spyderco Para 2 design. I do like it. It gives you the ability to get a normal grip and then choke up if need be to do a little bit more finer tasks. Also, you can get in there with your thumb and get your finger up on top of the blade there if you got to do some real fine work, or if you need to cut something real thin out, if you need to do something like that, dig out a splinter, something along those lines. Overall, we have an 8-inch knife with a 3.4-inch blade and a 4.6-inch handle. I think that math works out right. Yeah, it sounds about right. Now with the blade, you do have only a 2.9-inch cutting area because you have the 50-50 choil, very reminiscent of the Spyderco Paramilitary 2, where the choil is made up of half the blade and half the handle. Hey, you can do it. Overall, the blade weighs a whopping 2.9 inches, so for all you Nancy boys who don't want to carry a big blade because they're too heavy, here's your blade, guys. 8 inches long, 3.4-inch blade, 2.9 ounces. Rock on. So the blade shape on this one is very reminiscent